Juan, what does it say about your defense that not only were you able to get this first shutout in a long time for the NFL, but to do it while holding that offense to just 58 total yards?
I mean, it's huge. Like we came off probably not one of our best games, but guys responded very well. Guys clicked together, just did that 111, and that's why I think played a huge role in us being able to shut this offense down and allow only like 58 yards, and that's unheard of.
All right, next we'll go to Daryl.
Yeah, Juan, the impact that front is having, they had 7 sacks yesterday, but I want to ask you about the creation of the turnovers. What impact are they having in helping you guys in the secondary start to pile up the turnovers, which is something early in the season you guys weren't able to do because you kept getting off the field so fast?
I mean, the guys are putting pressure on the quarterback. When you get those guys that's getting back there fast, making the quarterback uncomfortable, quarterbacks start to make bad decisions, like just throwing the ball up, hoping their receivers can make a play. And I believe in our guys that will come down with that ball. So our front's been doing a heck of a job by getting back there to that quarterback, making them uncomfortable.
All right, next we'll go to Jeff.
Hey, Juan, what was it like in that huddle as the defense just kept getting better and better? What were you guys saying to each other?
I mean, we've been talking all week, we'll start slow, then we'll finish strong. But the thing is, this week we wanted to start fast and finish strong. So every time we got together, one thing we always said was just like, we got to finish, continue to do what we've been doing. That's pretty much all was said. Like everybody doing that 111, not trying to do too much to make a play. The plays would just come to us.
But how cool was it then? I mean, the fans are into it. They just, every stop you guys got, it seemed to get louder.
Oh yeah, I mean when the fans get engaged, it always make it so much better. Like when your fans is quiet, it's just not as fun. When your fans make a lot of noise, you can like engage with them, pump them up a little bit, and they just make us play a lot better. So I really enjoyed being out there and being in that environment.
Thanks.
Next we'll go to Dan.
Hey Juan, Denzel had another interception yesterday. It seems like from our vantage point, he's having one of his best seasons. What have you seen from him this year?
The best cornerback in the league. I can simply say that. Like the ball going his way, guys not catching the ball. I mean, Denzel's been preparing hard each and every day, perfecting his craft, and it's starting to show. Like guys can't get open if the quarterback throw it his way. Like you don't know if you're gonna complete it or he's gonna come down with the ball. So Denzel, he's been doing a heck of a job with everything, and I just hope he continue to do what he's been doing and leading us.
And then I know obviously you guys have played a handful of division games, but now you're getting into a big stretch here with Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Are you excited to kind of get that next taste of AFC North football here?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I mean, we beat Cincinnati, lost to Baltimore, so this is a rematch. I'm super excited about it. I feel like we'll come in with a different swag about us, a little bit more energy, and we'll play more some better Cleveland Brown football for you.
Thank you.
Next we'll go to Ashley.
Hey Juan, I know when the takeaways weren't coming for you guys, Jim talked about like he still thought it was important that you don't overly press to get them because that can make you prone to giving up explosive plays, making mistakes. And it seems like you guys didn't do that. So what do you think was key in doing that? And how do you stay level-headed and say, okay, it's not because we're doing something wrong. It's maybe just because the right opportunity is not there yet.
Yeah, coach, he was telling us like, don't chase it because they'll come. Like the front was getting back there. We were getting off the field a lot. And guys were doing their job. And if you start chasing plays, that's when bad things start to happen. So we just wanted to stay consistent, let the front keep on rushing. And then once the opportunity presents itself, we just make the play. And that's what happened. Like we're starting to get a lot more opportunities. We're not doing anything different.
And I'm curious because some of the linebackers and other DBs have talked about it. Like you guys obviously have the best view, I think, in the house of what that defensive line is doing. So can you describe what it's like when you're out there and what you're seeing them do?
I would say I got the best view in the house by like out of everyone. Like, the linebackers are right behind them, but I'm like usually the furthest guy back. And just watching those guys eat up front is incredible. Like with me, I sit there, I pedal 2 times and they're in the backfield. That makes our job so much more easy. And just watching all those guys get after the quarterback, and it looked like they're really enjoying themselves doing it. You know, if you're not playing uptight and just actually going out there and having fun with it, and that's what it seemed like they're doing.
Next, we'll go to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Juan, it just seems like Lamar has taken his game to a whole new level this season. So what challenges await you with him when you guys go into Baltimore?
You know, like a lot of people used to talk about Lamar not really being a quarterback, and I used to see those things, and I would think it was kind of crazy that they were saying that, because I mean he can make every single throw that all these other quarterbacks are making, and he's really showing it this year. He's sitting in that pocket, he's delivering the passes, he's showing it the whole world that he's a quarterback, and I think it's gonna be a good matchup, you know, because Lamar, he can throw the football, he can also add the run aspect to the game. So we got our hands full this week, but we're definitely prepared for it.
And now they have Odell back. They didn't have him the first time you played him. So what does he bring?
I mean, everyone knows Odell. He can make those spectacular catches. So we don't plan on doing anything different, just playing our brand of football and just possibly getting our hands in those guys and not allowing them to make those catches.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Scott.
Hey, Juan. What's the key to the defense finding that consistency that Jim Schwartz is looking for? He talked about not being feast or famine. So how do you get that consistency?
I mean, just working each and every day, like not chasing those plays, because when you chase plays, bad things happen. It's just constantly just playing together, you know, not just playing for yourself. So that's the main thing. We just have to stay consistent with that. That's all I can really say about it.
And is there any kind of motivation factor going against a Ravens defense that leads the league in points while you guys lead it in yardage?
You know, like we always see like the top defenses, like, and we see that the Ravens defense up there. So we're going to be competing with those guys as well. If they get a takeaway, we're going to try to get one as well. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to compete with them as we're competing with the Ravens offense as well.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go back to Cam.
Juan, you had those AFC matchups early in the season, and then you guys have been playing really good defense throughout a couple games that you maybe weren't so happy with, not against those divisional rivals. Now that they're coming back on the schedule, how much do you think those games where you didn't play the best defensive football that you guys wanted to can benefit you entering these games? How much do you think you learned from those moments?
We learned a lot, honestly. Like we were riding on the high at one point, you know, thinking like we were unstoppable, and these teams came out and they hit us in the mouth a couple of times and showed us that we can be beat. And I feel like we needed that. And I just feel like this is a perfect opportunity just to continue to climb to get to where we want to be.
Thanks.
All right, 2 more. First one from Daryl.
Yeah, Juan, just could you touch on the resiliency of this team? A lot has happened to you guys in these 8 games. You've had a lot of injuries. You guys have had to deal with shuffling lineups and that. And yet here you guys sit at 5-3, and everyone in this division right now would be in the playoffs. Just what's it say about this team, and how have you guys been able to overcome everything that you've had to deal with here?
I mean, guys constantly preparing each and every day. Like, even if you're not a starter, you're viewed as a starter in this defense. Because, I mean, you're literally one play away. A guy can go down. You're expected to step in and produce just like everyone else. So I would say that's the main thing, just guys taking their job seriously and preparing hard each and every day.
All right, and last one from Jeff.
Hey, real quickly, Juan. So when are you going to get your first pick? I know you had some with the Chiefs. When you get one here?
I mean, I've been waiting, honestly. You know, people look at interceptions and think that's like everything, but with me, I just have to do my job and not chase these opportunities. And, you know, they'll come to me, and I just haven't been presented with that opportunity yet. But when that chance comes, I'm gonna make it. But I'm not gonna chase anything.
Thank you.
All right, that wraps us up. Thanks, Juan.
All right, thank you.
First, we will start with Kelsey.
Yeah, I was curious. You gave after your interception, you gave the ball to your wife on the sideline. What was that moment like for you, and just being able to go over to her and hand her that ball?
You're on mute. You just have to click the unmute button. There you go. told you.
My bad, guys. Yeah, it was pretty funny because she usually doesn't, sit in those seats. But she kind of told me the night before, like, hey, we're gonna be sitting in these seats. My in-laws are in town, and she's like, if you get an interception, just run me the ball. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, bet, if I make a play, I'll run you the ball. And so it was kind of funny how it happened. Like, 'cause sometimes you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna make an interception, but play came my way, got it, and like the first thing I thought when I got to the ground, I'm like, oh dang, this is really about to happen. You know what I mean? And she's sitting over there, so I was like, and I ran it over there, so it was pretty cool. It's a pretty sweet moment.
What was going through your head as that play was unfolding, and you did get the interception? I guess, like, what was your vantage point through that play?
Yeah, we knew they like to do like the flat seven concept, and the tight end motioned over, and I was kind of the buzz player. I've been in the position throughout my career, and in that buzz position, so I kind of just baited him a little bit. If he used to throw it to the flat, I'd have to rally there and make the tackle, but he was definitely trying to go for the seven route, and I was just able to get it. So we work it a lot too with my coaches, every week. So just happy I was in that position to make a play for my team.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Cam.
Yeah, we've heard all season long about how the defensive line are the kind of the stars, they're the big playmakers. But how satisfying is it for you when you're able to make a play down the line, when those plays fall back to you guys and you're able to make those big explosive splash plays as well?
Yeah, I feel like you mentioned, our D line is our defense. When those guys are going, man, then we're firing. You've heard that, throughout this whole, since camp. So those guys, make it easy for us. I feel like they were making plays since, play one. Yeah, it feels good when we're able to make those splash plays too, as the linebackers and safeties, when the ball comes our way. But just really proud of our guys. Just want to shed light on the D line, man. I feel like it was their game. They played really well, and is the reason why we were able to dominate.
How much of this is trust in that D line? So Juan mentioned not wanting to chase plays and just letting them come to him. How much is that trusting that they're going to be able to get their job done and just letting the plays unfold as they will?
Yeah, no, we got an incredible front. So sometimes things don't go our way. We just got to stay consistent and keep at it. You know what I mean? Don't try to do anything out of the norm. The other teams get paid to play too, so they're going to make their plays. But I trust big in the D line to continue to call our plays and let them be as disruptive as possible.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Scott.
Hey, Sione. Do you guys feel like you have something to prove defensively after how that first matchup with the Ravens went?
Yeah, you always want to play better. You know what I mean? If you with the loss, so we definitely want to show up and put our better foot forward. Credible team. They're playing really good ball, and so we're up for the challenge to practice our tails off and come ready to play.
And Jim talked last week about stopping the feast or famine part of the defense. How do you guys gain that consistency that you're looking for?
Yeah, just focusing on the details every week. You know what I mean? Not trying to do anything out of the norm, and just focusing on the details every day, being consistent. And that's really how we're going to, get back to being us. And I feel like we had a great week this last week. It's something to build on going into a great challenge, great conference game.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Mary Kay.
Yes, Sione. What can you say about how well Lamar is playing this season and how it looks like he has taken his game to a whole new level?
Yeah, and Lamar has been, I feel like, pretty dominant his whole career. Obviously, he got the contract, so he's pretty dominant this year. He's showing that he's still one of the best in the league, and he's just one of those dynamic players where he's gonna throw the ball, but he's also gonna use his legs. And so, when teams game plan for him, you got to account for his legs and him running. So, like I said, we're gonna have to get back to the details this week, focus in, have a great week of practice, we got a good challenge ahead.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Daryl.
Yeah, Sione, coaches like to talk about take them 1 week at a time here. You know, you have to separate game to game. But in your guys' case, coming off the performance that you had Sunday against the Cardinals, just how do you carry that momentum forward when you're playing a team that's as hot as Baltimore is right now?
Yeah, we got to take the good things we did, correct the bad things we did, and prepare for the Ravens. Obviously, you don't like to dwell in the win that we have. You know what I mean? You don't want to, kind of just, hey, we had a great win. It can kind of leak into this week. So we're happy with the win, but now this is a new week, new team, conference game, a really great team we got to prepare for. So, just really locking in and focusing on these guys.
And as someone that's been with this team for a few years now, from your perspective, just, how neat is it to really see that maybe the type of defense that you had hoped to be a part of when they drafted you really kind of come together this year?
Yeah, we've had good defenses over the past, but I feel like, this has definitely probably been one of the best. Just really happy, I was as a defensive player, you always want to be part of a unit that's, towards the top. And I feel like I'm just excited to be a part of it wherever I can help. And, is that we got still a long season ahead. So continue to attack the details and don't try to look too much ahead. Don't try to look at the stats, where we're at, where we're slotted. Just try to take it day by day.
Next, we'll go to Cam.
You guys were front loaded really early on in the season with a bunch of divisional matchups. How important do you think those were now that you're here at this point and those divisional matchups are coming back around for the second go? How important do you think that having those guys early in the season could be for when you face them again coming up?
Yeah, I feel like every game is important, obviously. But yeah, these conference games mean a lot, especially right now where, I feel like our conference is doing really well. It was good to get a look at them early. Things kind of change as the season goes on, but just, watching the tape, these guys still do really great things, and things that they were doing early in the season, they're still doing now. But we got to prepare for them. They're a really good team, and we're up for the challenge. We gotta take it day by day.
Next, we'll go to Dan.
Hey, Sione, I'm just wondering on a personal level. I know you got your locker near him and everything. Kevin told us that Jed is going to miss some time, but it's not a season-ending injury. So, how relieved are you that maybe it wasn't as bad as it looked when he got carted off there?
Yeah, I'm really sad for Jed. I'm actually really happy though. You know what I mean? I thought it was more serious than the 6 weeks. So that's good news, and he'll attack rehab and get back after it. So good news for the team.
Thank you.
All right, and last one from Scott.
You mentioned how good the division is. Like, what goes through your head when you look at those graphics that say all four of the teams would be in the playoffs if they ended, if the season ended right now, and the fact that, I think you guys are the only division with all four teams with winning records.
Yeah, Scott, like I said, man, we try not to look at, all the stats and where we're slotted. Just looking forward to this week and the challenge we have ahead.
But does it speak to just how tough the competition is, though, that you guys face throughout the season with these guys?
Right. Yeah. Tough conference. You know what I mean? We're going to have to put our best foot forward every week.
Thanks.
All right, that wraps us up. Thanks, Sione.
Thanks, Jordan.